Hi, Jason Tako. Gonna do a portrait of this autumn tree, this nice, beautiful, tall tree. Walked around here this morning looking for something interesting, and there were no gimmies, as I like to call them, and other artists like to call them that too. That's basically just, oh, I can paint that pretty much exactly how it is. Nothing like that. So I have to settle for trying to create something interesting. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, and if you're so inclined, hit the like button. I show the first 20 minutes or so to the YouTube public, and the rest is for my Patreon subscribers, or supporters, I should say, to thank them for supporting me. So if you want to join that community, the link below, you can do that. Either way, I thank you for watching, and I hope you find some of the information I'm going to share helpful. So colors on my palette, I got 2 piles of titanium white, a clean one and a dirty one. That's from yesterday's painting session. I was out painting all day yesterday. Some of those videos are either up already or going up. I have to edit all that stuff yet. And next color, cadmium yellow light. This is probably more cadmium lemon. This is Gamlen's cadmium yellow light, which is more like cadmium lemon and other brands. Cadmium orange, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, not sure if we use that, but we have it. Transparent red oxide, pretty much like burnt sienna. Venetian red, there was some cadmium red light there. I don't know if we need that, so I didn't squeeze any more in my palette for today. Alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, cerulean blue, viridian, and sap green. So before I go any further, I should probably figure out where I'm going to stick things, how exactly I'm going to do this. This tree, this yellow tree, it goes up against a green tree, kind of a wall of green trees. I'm going to make the green tree shorter. I know that's not green, but I think it'll do what I need. So I'm going to have a very low horizon line here. My horizon line is right down here. So we're really looking up at this tree. Gonna have some distant stuff there. Our ground plane is going to be right here. This is going to be uprights. There's some intense red. I might borrow that and bring that over here. So when you're recomposing a scene, changing things around, I like to get a good idea of where things are going to go before I get too far into it. I don't want to dash a bunch of color down and go, oh, I wish I moved this over here. So I'm really looking at this painting more in a sense of 2 or 3 values for the time being. But really trying to, more than anything else, visualize where things are going to be. Okay, let's get this white off my palette because I don't want that getting into my dark mixtures. One of the keys to good painting is keeping an organized and clean palette. Richard Schmid used to emphasize that when I watched him paint a couple times. Okay, in here is all dark, but if you go further over, there's some green that's hitting sunlight. I'm going to borrow that and scoot that over. So let's get in our darkest darks. Sticking them in fairly transparent. Still got to get in some blue sky, and I should do that here very soon before I go too far into all this, because it'll be hard to keep that blue sky clean when I get a bunch of earth tone in. Let's dip in a little bit of that sap green with transparent red oxide. There's quite a few sky holes, but I'm not going to concern myself too much with those. Not right now, anyway. Switching to my ivory long flat, which is really getting beat up. I love the ivory long flats, but they from Rosemary and Company, but they do eventually start to flay out at the end. And once they do that, there's not a whole lot you can do to fix that. So I'm going to grab my blue here. Got some clouds moving in, which I don't like. Stronger, more intense blue is going to be at the top. In fact, it could even be darker up there. As this blue moves down, it's going to get a little lighter and slightly greener. I can add some lemon or cadmium yellow light. I can also add Viridian to it. I watched Richard Schmid do that one time. He painted the sky with white and Viridian. That was interesting. Ultra clean. That's a very, very clean blue back there. Which is why I'm trying to get it in right now. Let's go a bit darker toward the top. You want to make sure your brush is ultra clean if you want your skies to have a clean color. Skies are generally the cleanest color in a landscape. Not always, you can dirty them up at times, but you have to really know what you're doing. And it's usually something that happens more in like evening light and things like that. That wind is picking up. Okay, I'm going to focus quite a bit on that top area. That's not every landscape has to have a focal point, but if this one were to have a focal point, it would be up there. Get a transition to a more brown dark. Constantly squinting when I look at the tree or at the whole scene helps to simplify all that chaos you're seeing in there. So this is just creating an average dark tone to build up on. Okay, let's get in some of the light colors. Actually, before I do that, I want to let's get in a shot of that strong green at the bottom. Test some of that right in here. So I toned these colors down. I'm not going in, as you can see, with full strength orange and yellow. If I need that, I'm going to save that for the end. Because a lot of times these colors are not quite as brilliant as you think they are. At the end, I might hit these trees with some very intense color. I probably definitely will, but that's something we save for the end. Or after we get our more subtle colors blocked in. So you generally want to build up to intensity, not jump into it. So if you jump into it, you might go too much unless you get really lucky, and then you have nowhere left to go. Once you throw your most intense color on your painting, you can't go any more intense than that. So usually the key is to keep everything a little more on the neutral side. Like everything slightly neutral. And then you have that intensity at the end to use if need be. Because everything's about relationships with painting. If I paint one thing really intense, like if I paint my greens really intense in here, then I have to make these really intense. If I gray everything down a little bit, then I have some more intensity to go with. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here for the YouTube public and switch over to the Patreon side. But if you'd like to see me do this whole painting start to finish without any commercial interruptions, consider supporting me on Patreon. $5 a month, at least that's what it is at the time of this recording. And I want to thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and we'll see you again.